Yo, what's up guys, Exhibit here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the basics of magic bullet looks, MBL, and just some basic color corrections. Basically, even if you don't have magic bullet looks, I'm just going to show you like some do's and don'ts for color correction, because no matter how good of an editor you are, there's always something that can be changed with your color correction, if that makes sense. But just basically, it's really hard to get like there's no such thing as a perfect color correction because obviously it varies from map to map and whatnot, but just knowing what suits certain maps and what looks good and doesn't look good is very important. So first off, if you don't have magic bullet looks, I'm not going to try to explain how to get it because it took me so long to get. I don't even remember how I got it, but I got it somehow and we have it. So I'm just going to assume that you have it. So you're going to go to looks, you're going to drag it on your clip, go to edit, and then usually when I'm editing, like when I'm actually editing, I move it down a quarter so it's like not as laggy. But you want, when you're doing looks, you want it to always be full. Just want to go to full, and then we have subject, matte, lens, camera, and post. And I really don't know what the difference is. Well, like I know subject obviously means what's in front of you and post means what's behind you, but I haven't really figured out what the differences are between it, like with the exposures and stuff. But basically the first thing you always want to do is curves. So basically just pull down these curves, and it already adds a lot of effect just with the curves. Sometimes if the map is right, can put these curves up so it'll change the color of the sky to be more whitish, or it'll be one solid color. So that looks pretty good like that. So don't go overboard with the curves because that can really make it look weird. Like obviously that looks too dark, so I just keep it at a happy medium here. I obviously don't put these up too bright because then it just looks too overdone, you know. So there, that looks pretty good right there. And then what most people do is they like to make the color of the sky like one solid glowing color. So what you do with that is, in this case, the sky is basically a like rectangular, circular thing right here, if you know what I mean. But so you want to use a grad exposure for that. And I'm just gonna choose an orangish color. Bring the stops up a little bit, just like that. You can just move this up a little bit so it's not so much into the picture, but just in the sky. You just want to play around with this. You can go like that, you can go like that, you can do whatever, but I'm just going to keep it pretty centralized. And then to make it glow, go to matte, diffusion, and there, that's actually really nice glow right there. So then you can just play around with the size of the diffusion. It's kind of basically preference, but I think like right there actually looks perfect. And you can change the grade of it so it's more or less glowing, or actual have glow or whatever. But it's basically just color correction is a lot of playing around. I mean, I just played around and I pretty much got it now. Well, basically everyone has their own style, so I'm just kind of showing you guys what I do. So then you can add anamorphic flares, just turn it down a little bit, makes it look kind of nice. You can change the colors. What else is there? You can add other diffusion presets too, just to kind of just play around with it, do whatever, change the colors of it. It's really all personal preference. But I'm gonna try and make a nice one actually, and I'm gonna turn off the anamorphic flares because we don't need those. Then something that you can do effects with is you play with the chromatic aberration. So it basically gives an RGB split effect. So that's something that you can play around with. I have no idea what that word is, but that just gives it kind of a glow, like a dark shadow around the edges. Looks pretty nice. Actually looks really nice on that clip, so I'm actually going to keep that. I normally don't prefer that. But one of my favorite things is the neg bleach bypass. because it gives it kind of a like subtle gray, black and white thing, if that makes any sense. So I think that looks really nice. And then also sometimes you can just play around with the whatever like these symbol things are. Those I really like using those. I really don't know the terms, so I just know the symbols and stuff. Another thing I like to use is the range saturation, so you can play around with the certain color schemes. So like obviously if you turn this up, it affects the brights, so that'll make that like that. If you turn it down, it'll be like a whitish color. Then if you turn the mid-tone down, that basically affects, I don't know the science behind the colors, but just these different things affect the different things. Sorry if I'm not being really clear with all this. It's kind of hard to explain, 'cause I don't know really the science behind it all. I just know what certain things do, and it really is just a lot of playing around and stuff. So there, I think that's a pretty good color correction, going from that to that. That looks really nice actually. So yeah, basically all you gotta do is play around with the colors. Don't make things too dark or too light, because then it'll look really spotty and shady, and you won't be able to focus on the gun or whatever the shot is or whatever the clip is. So just play around with the sky and the settings and just all of that. It's really just play around, and I basically just showed you guys some basics of what I do. So hope you guys enjoy it. I'll stick around and I'll be doing more tutorials. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace.